All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto the Most High God, Yahweh. I do so in the name of His only begotten Son, who the world calls Christ Yahweh Shai. It's your brother, Chief Priest Alazar, my lawyer, a.k.a. the Guerrilla Hebrew. I'll come back at y'all with another edition of the Issa Guerrilla podcast. Um, man, man. So, it's Monday. It's the morning of Monday, May the 15th. I'm here in Atlanta, Georgia. Yesterday it was all over the headlines. NBA young boy got his car shot up. His 19-year-old girlfriend was hit in the shoulder, and the shooter was chased down by his bodyguard and killed. Pretty crazy situation. Happened down there in Miami, Florida, at the Rolling Loud Festival, which I think it was the last day yesterday. I'm bugging. It was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Man, it's horrible. So many things to say about it. Number one, first thing that sticks out of my mind about this whole situation is the curses of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, and how, it's blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians that are under these things, because we are the people that have to worry about if we get fame and notoriety, there's threats on our lives like there's threats on the heads of states' lives. And it's typically by our own people, and it's saddening, but there is no explanation other than Deuteronomy 28 in verses like 54, that your eyes should be evil towards your brother, the man that was tender and delicate among you. No other explanation but that. But upon further meditation on the situation, it exposes the flaws in the gun laws in this country. And mind you, in the same weekend, Kodak Black was arrested on firearm charges. I believe that's the second time in a month. And in two different states, one at the U.S.-Canada border in Niagara Falls, and then now in Florida, his home state, where he's been arrested on firearms, where he's a predicate repeat felon and offender. And that's not good for him. It's not good. Number one, he has a pending case. He has an extensive criminal record. And he just got arrested last month trying to cross the international border with firearms. These things are not good combinations, y'all. Not good combinations by any sense or any stretch of the imagination. I want to do this, right? But all this stuff, though, I believe, exposes gun laws in the United States of America, right? So let's just take a look at this. I want to look at the Second Amendment real quick. And it says, "We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty." Hold on. Is this the Second Amendment? Yeah, no, this is not the Second Amendment in particular. Okay, so it's a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. So I want to repeat this again. This is the Second Amendment. The last part reads, the right. It's a right? Inalienable. So if you're a United States citizen, you have a right that cannot be taken from you and shall not be infringed upon to keep and bear arms. So it is the inherent right of every United States citizen to have a gun, to keep it and use it if and when at all necessary. This is what the Second Amendment language says. Yet we have independent municipalities that function as states that infringe upon constitutional rights. That's crazy to me. Because look at this. It says, It says such language, this is a commentary on this, such language has created considerable debate regulating the amendment's intended scope. I mean, I don't understand what's ambiguous or vague about this language. This language is really pretty clear. All right. I thought, everybody knows I'm not pro-American, nor do I respect the quote unquote founding father. But let me explain something to you about what the founding father said here. There doesn't seem anything that's open for interpretation of the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Could somebody please explain to me what's ambiguous about that language? It can't be infringed upon. Yet here we have states and the federal government itself infringing upon the inherent right that the Constitution gives to every United States citizen. And these situations with these rappers exposes that. Do I believe that gun violence is a problem in this country and specifically within Black and Hispanic communities? Undoubtedly. But, there's a but. Because gun violence is a problem, right? You make the individuals who are of fame and notoriety, who have gun charges, meaning they aren't legally able to carry firearms, which again is a contradiction of the Constitution itself. There's nothing in the Constitution that says if you're convicted of a crime, you now lose this right. There's nothing. See, like, a lot of times when you, if you go through a case and you're on probation, you sign what's called a fourth waiver, meaning you're waiving your Fourth Amendment right, right? That's something you sign that says, I'm waiving this right as a condition of this probation. When this probation is over, I now regain that, for I'm no longer waiving the right to the Fourth Amendment. There is no second waiver, Second Amendment right waiver, for the record. But going back, when you take this individual and he's prominent and it's no secret that he's a convicted felon, now he's already a target because he's rich. He has notoriety, clout as they call it. He wears flashy jewelry. He has money and things of this nature. So he's a target in the culture that he's a part of. Him being a target means he's subject to have firearms used on him at any time. His life having attempts made on it at any time. Sometimes for no apparent reason. Other times for the motivation of, stealing from him. So that makes him constantly at risk. And that means that he needs a gun more than the average United States citizen needs a gun. Because the threat on his life is more apparent than anyone else's. You got white dudes that live in the suburbs that no one's ever going to break into their house because crime is practically non-existent in the community where they live, right? But they can have a house full of guns. They can have a room full of bullets, another room full of rifles, another room full of handguns. There's not a problem there, right? I'm not even saying there's a problem there. But this guy, i.e. a Kodak Black, who's having several threats made on his life, several attempts made on his life, he can't have a gun. If you ask me, he needs a gun, and he falls under the Second Amendment. He's more applicable for the Second Amendment than the white boy that's in the place where there is no crime and there is no apparent threats that are consistently being made on his life. Or an NBA young boy, same situation. Gotta get a drink. My bad. Same situation. He's having consistent threats made on his life. People shooting assault rifles at him broad daylight in South Beach, goddammit. And he can't have a gun because he's caught a charge. If you ask me, that's bullshit. If you ask me, this exposes how hypocritical, I was going to say Hippocratic, that's a whole different word. How hypocritical the United States government is, the legal system in the United States is. That your Second Amendment right is infringed upon, predicated upon crimes that you commit, though you could be in a situation where your life is ever more in danger. Like most of these rap artists is. This whole situation with NBA Youngboy, his girl getting shot, all that, this is a clear evidence of this. And then Kodak going to jail. This is a clear evidence. These niggas need guns more than damn near anybody. Not so they can go around and shoot at people. And if they go around unprovoked shooting at people and quote unquote breaking laws, right? Then legal ramifications should come upon them. But if they are acting in self-defense of niggas trying to shoot at them, rob them, etc., I don't see nothing wrong with that. But see, this armed security guard that NBA YoungBoy has, he's allowed to chase down the shooter and kill him, but NBA YoungBoy himself is not allowed to defend it and protect himself. That's un-American. And I'm not pro-American, but I'm just analyzing the things that this country claims it was built upon and showing you how they contradict themselves. It's un-American for you to sit there and say, I have to rely on somebody else, that I have to have the financial ability to pay to protect me. I can't rely on myself because my Second Amendment right is being infringed upon by the same government that gave it to me. What sense do that make? Situations like this should have people taking another look at that. Not saying it is, and not saying me putting this audio into the universe is going to make that happen. And I don't really give a damn personally, because these crackers ain't going to listen to us no damn way. But the fact is, it's a clear example of the hypocrisy of this country to say that your right to bear and keep a gun cannot be infringed upon, but I'm infringe upon it because of a criminal conviction. Yet, because of your status in society, you are ever more a target for gun violence. These niggas need guns more than a lot of people, but they're not allowed to have them. And then every time they do have them, because logically they're thinking, yes, I know I'm not allowed. I've been told I'm not allowed to carry a firearm, but I'd be a goddamn fool to not, because of the target that I've become, because of the notoriety that I've gained through my music career. So I'm going to keep it. That's what Kodak Black's mentality is. And he's going to keep catching charges, and he's going to keep going to jail, and he's going to keep fucking his money up. This shit is crazy. Shit's absolutely crazy. Right? Another issue, because I'm done with that. I ain't going long today, but I just had to speak on this. Another issue. Ayesha Curry. Last week, Ayesha Curry sparked outrage, much debate across the nation, especially amongst black people, about what she said, man. I got niggas, I hear niggas, I don't say I got niggas, I hear niggas saying things like Steph Curry is a bitch because of what she said. And he's standing by his wife and, things of that nature. Okay. So, I'll be honest with you. Ayesha Curry's statements revealed the insecurity that a lot of niggas have. It revealed the hell out of some insecurities you niggas got. I'm gonna just be real. It did. What she said was not all that crazy. My only issue with what she said was that she said it in such a public forum. But I can tell that she's sinking into a bit of a depression. And she's looking for somebody to lean on and or a shoulder to cry on that is feminine, like her, a female. And that was kind of the opportunity for her to just kind of do it. And she was a little more vulnerable than she ought to have been with the cameras rolling. That's my only issue with what the sister said. Because we have to analyze what she said. And again, a lot of y'all niggas is insecure as a motherfucker. Like super insecure. And that's an issue. And a lot of problems that come from a lot of these relationships stem from insecurities. And everyone does have insecurities, let's not get that twisted. But a lot of you niggas need to be a lot more secure as grown ass black men. You need to be a lot more secure than you are and than you act. So she says, she has a husband who women are regularly and consistently throwing themselves at. Everybody remembers that meme of that girl that was sitting in the front row and the way she was looking at Steph. But she noticed over the course of the last decade, men have totally lost interest in her, right? It's obvious if you look at pictures of Ayesha Curry currently, if you look at her in that interview and you look at her 1 year ago, she's put on a very noticeable amount of weight. It's all in her face. I'm not saying that it's making her ugly or anything like that. But weight gain that drastic is a telltale sign of depression. That's not a secret. She's depressed. It's clear. She is depressed. So we have this weight gain, and then she's gaining this weight out of depression, and then that's adding to the insecurities that is contributing to depression. People are not analyzing this because they're just taking a look at what she said and tripping. At the end of the day, it's simple. If you're a male, you're a female. You're logical. You're heterosexual. You regard yourself as good looking. You notice that when you go out in public, you get some form of attention from the opposite sex, especially a woman. Men are usually more aggressive and forward with paying attention and displaying interest and giving telltale signs that there is certain interest had. Opening doors, flirtation, different ways of at least attempting to flirt, the striking up of random conversation, perks and benefits, things of that nature. Any woman knows exactly what I'm talking about. Any man has done it to a woman, so you know what I'm talking about. If it's been a decade and that's dwindled and become non-existent, what is a woman supposed to think outside of that she's no longer attractive? Now people could say, well, her husband, that's all she should need. Let me explain something to you, okay? If you're a woman and you got a husband and y'all been together since forever, and all the women in the world, or a great deal of women in this world, some of the more attractive women in this world, would throw themselves at your husband, why would she be secure with only the attention of her husband? Seriously. It could easily be occurring to her that he's with me, we've been together, we built this strong bond, we have a strong, very public marriage, we're a symbol of love and marriage in the United States of America, so of course he's not going to leave me, but that doesn't mean he's into me, or he's giving me. How do you know that he's giving her attention at home? On top of that, also, people go, well, she should only be looking for the validation of her husband and his attention. How do you know how much attention he's giving her? This nigga's trying to win another ring. I guarantee you, from September to now, September of last year, 2018, that was what, 3 plus 5, 8 months ago? I guarantee her attention has not been all that because he's been trying to focus on getting a ring, win these ball games. And it happens every year where there's 8 to 9 months out of the year where she's not getting all that much attention because he's grinding hard, he's working hard to do what he's got to do for his team and to earn his check. Plus, I don't know if he even plays on Team USA or whatever, that's even more time. So how much attention do you think she's really being given? Not making that a slight at Steph, but we just have to be logical. We're human beings, especially a woman who's emotional, who's vulnerable, who deals with a higher level of insecurities than most men do. And again, if no men are showing any interest in her, not saying that she is going to, get with these men, or she wants to give the attention back to them. But just if you literally went outside every day for 10 years and there's been no significant attention paid to you by the opposite sex, what is going to occur to you outside of you are unattractive? It comes to a point where the person that you're at home with, their attention, you question how authentic it is, and if it's not just being done out of the kindness of their heart because of how fond they are to you because of their relationship. That's why some people can let themselves get away, yet their partner still show interest in them, yet creep on the side. So what she said was in no way crazy. It was in no way illogical, and I don't understand why she's being met with. Actually, I do understand why she's being met with. What she's being met with is because of insecurities in people. And of course, that maybe she shouldn't have said that while the cameras were wrong. But I understood what she said 1,000%. Some of these same niggas who are saying things about her and Steph because of those comments are some of these same niggas that drive down the street bumping songs like "If They Ain't Looking, I Don't Want Her." Not saying that I condone that song or, whatever, but I'm just saying that you're the same nigga that does that. A lot of you niggas seek validation in your women by other niggas looking at your girl. You want to show up on a scene with your girl and you want your girl to be dressed a certain way because you want other people to be looking at her and see how attractive she is and see that you bagged her and associate you on a certain status and give you a certain amount of clout because you bagged a girl that looks a certain way. And then you'll turn around and accuse her of what she said. What she's saying is she don't feel like she's giving Steph that because niggas ain't checking for her no more. Now, on the flip side also though, because of the socioeconomic status that they've elevated themselves to, they're running around in circles and amongst people who are white, predominantly. She's living in a white world for the most part. And that also is part of the reason why she's not getting the attention that she's probably used to. If you was walking around the hood, trust me, niggas would be hollering at you. But you're up in corporate America and you're up in the damn, step up from Whole Foods and you're in these corporate buildings and you're doing these various things and you're one of these white guys in these suits. And not saying that they don't pay attention to black women because they are the top sexual harassers in the damn world. But I'm sure that the people that she's rubbing shoulders with is not like that or is not displaying it as outwardly or not what she's used to, the type of more outward attention that she's used to. So she's not seeing that. That also was a contributing factor, truthfully. If she was walking around the hood, trust and believe you me, every girl's getting attention in the hood. You could be ugly as you want to. Some nigga is going to holler at you. So that is also a contributing factor in this whole situation. But anyway, man, I didn't want to make this too long. I just want to speak on those things, get that off my chest real quick this morning. Brother Chief Priest Alazar Bonaloy, the Guerrilla Hebrew. All praises to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Thank you for tuning in to this Guerrilla Podcast. Stay tuned for more.